Jeff, you will go first on this one.
All right.
Thought about him. I may be kicked out of MSG, but I don't care. James Dolan,
Oh
unequivocal
gosh.
heel. Oh,
I mean, easy heel, bro.
I mean,
Easy.
let's not forget, for those who may not know, the Anuka Brown Sanders. That's a far more serious situation. That was a woman who used to work for Madison Square Garden, who accused Isaiah Thomas, the two-time NBA champion of the bad boy Detroit Pistons, while he was working with the New York Knicks, of sexual harassment. Dolan fired her improperly, claiming that it was her incompetence that led to her termination. Ultimately, they had a trial, and Thomas was found liable of harassment. Dolan awarded Anuka Brown Sanders $11.5 million. He still claims to this day that the jury got it wrong. Just go back in an article that the great Ian O'Connor wrote back in 2018. But to make things even worse, he brings back Isaiah Thomas to be a part of the New York Liberty, the WNBA team, after he was found liable of harassment. So, what the hell going on in Miami? And then, of course, him kicking, banning fans from the Garden. Obviously, the whole Charles Oakley situation, that was a horrendous look. The letter he wrote to that lifelong Knicks fan, calling the Knicks fan miserable, insinuating that the Knicks fan was an alcoholic. And the only reason why Dolan brought that up, because for those who may not know, James Dolan, God bless him, he has overcome battles of substance abuse. He went to a rehab clinic back in 1993. And of course, all the things that have transpired under the New York Knicks. Still to this day, they haven't had a marquee free agent. The closest thing they had was Amari Stoudemire, and that was overshadowed because of LeBron, D Wade, Bosch back in 2010. The Allen Houston deal, the $100 million contract, that was a bad move on the part of James Dolan. Him kicking out Marv Albert. Remember, Marv Albert used to be the commentator for the New York Knicks until Mike Breen. Why? Because Marv Albert had constructive criticism of James Dolan and the Knicks. And then let's not forget his music, in which one song in particular I should have known. And that was regarding all the things that transpired under his old friend, Harvey Weinstein. And we all know what Harvey Weinstein was accused of. So,
Absolutely.
unequivocal heel.
Yeah, it's a heel. I don't think we need to go any further with that. Just being real. That's just
A heel, and he sucked as an owner at that. You're not one of these you're not one of these cool heels that we respect because you did your job real. You were a heel and you sucked.
And the only reason why he got the job because his father, he inherited the business from his father. His father handed him the business.
damn. I need to hurry up and get rich so I can pass my kids down some shit. So they just be George
Mm.
Bush. Remember George Bush? Remember George Bush used to own the damn Houston. Used to own the damn
Like the
Texas
Texas
Rangers.
Ranger.
Yeah, just terrible damn owners. They can't get shit right. They just little nepo babies, and they just go in, they fuck shit up, and they move on. I guess I don't know. Like I said, Eddie
Yeah,
DeBarlo, he
yeah,
did good. Eddie DeBarlo did good. He was one of the nepos that did pretty good. Him and Jim Mercer. The rest of them guys, how the hell you should have had to pay for that? They should have made you pay for that franchise. Damn.
I'm
And look,
telling you.
even though the New York Knicks, they're doing well, they're obviously living up to the expectations, but one cannot argue or dispute. If James Dolan were no longer the owner of the New York Knicks, things would be a lot better for New York. And I don't think anyone would argue or dispute that, given the fact that he is one of the worst owners in sports. He's the NBA version of Dan Snyder, given all the on the court issues, and let's not forget off the court issues, especially with the one with Anuka Brown Sanders. now Anuka Brown.
Yeah, a lot of a lot
Mhm.
of a lot of nonsense, more nonsense than it is
But
talent. But yeah,
and Champ, just go back and watch that interview he did with the great Brian Gumble. Dolan admitted that he could have settled early in the Anuka Brown Sanders case, but he refused to do that because he felt that would be an admission of guilt.
again, no talent, no guts, no nothing. You just oh whatever it is. You just this rich guy that just inherited his team, and you're just lucky because it's in New York. Because the New Yorkers gonna always want to go see their Knicks, no matter how bad they are, and that just goes to show you how big basketball is in New York.
All right, speaking of another New Yorker, 50 Cent. Tweener. He's a tweener. Let's not forget the photo of him trolling Diddy while he was at prison. We all know 50 loves to troll. Well, 50, he's the king of trolling. Of course, the beef between he and Ja Rule, obviously him and the game. My favorite 50 Cent story got to be the one with him and Suge Knight, champ. Remember that story with him and Suge Knight?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that. I mean, look.
But
Hey,
50's a tweener, but he's a cool tweener because even though 50, how the hell you keep coming up with all this shit? But at the same time, you just good at what you do, man. You just good at what you do. You just give us entertainment. You just give us something to laugh at, something to behold. And not only that,
Babyface to
let's
me
not forget Power. We can't forget
and
Power.
BMF.
Yep.
BMF. Black Mafia family. Shout out to Atlanta. You know, originated from Atlanta. Big Meech, Southwest T, Bull, Blue Da Vinci. A lot of the stuff that happened down here in Atlanta wouldn't happen without BMF, the Black Mafia family. So big ups to them. So big ups to them. Without them, there's no Jeezy, there's no Ti. The Atlantic music scene in 2005 belonged to BMF. A lot of those guys just wasn't signed under BMF. Remember, Blue Da Vinci was one of their main artists. But I gotta put 50 Cent to me as a baby face to me. If you really want me to be honest, if you really want me to be honest, he's a baby face for
Interesting.
me personally. He no because he is a troll and he just don't give a crap what you think about him. He's the villain. He's the perfect villain. The thing is, people always equate 50 being a villain to the Ja Rule beef, and that's not the case. His first introduction to hip hop as a villain was How to Rob. Do y'all remember that song, How to Rob?
Yes.
I do remember that song.
But also
He threw shots
remember,
at everybody.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say that Jay Z, Big Pun, DMX.
Yes.
My
And
favorite
remember what
part when
Jay
he
Z
mentioned the
did?
Bobby Brown verse.
Yes. I'm gonna stick Bobby Brown up for some of that Whitney money. So yeah, his trolling started even back then. So like I stated, he's just the guy that you love to hate. He's pretty much, he's pretty much just the it's just the bad guy of this generation. He's the bad guy of hip hop. And that's good. You meet a bad guy. Every generation has its bad guy in hip hop. He just never turned good. Where you remember in the early 90s, the bad guy of hip hop was Ice Cube,
Is he
the
the
guy
Darth
that you
Vader of
love to
rap?
hate. Yeah,
Is 50
the
the
guy
Darth
was
Vader
Ice
rap?
Cube. Yeah,
Okay.
that guy was Ice Cube. Then you transition up into the upper 90s. Then you had Eminem. He was the guy that you love to hate. Then he passed that title right on to 50 Cent. And then for a brief moment, it went to Game because remember, Game used to beef with everybody. So yeah, he's just a bad guy of hip hop that will look. His trolling is so good it makes you laugh. It makes you laugh. It's kind of like the Miz. It's some of the annoying stuff that you ever want to see, and you like, why would you do such a thing? Why? But it's funny that you just cannot ignore it. You just cannot ignore it. You know, seeing him with Floyd Mayweather and then that turning sour, and then
Not Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God. That was
he said,
elite. That was elite level trolling when he did the Floyd Mayweather boy. I will give
I
you this
know.
if you just read this chapter. I'm
If
like,
you
I'm throwing the phone. I
if
closed the
you can
phone on
read
that. I'm like, oh
if you can
my God.
read
If you
I
can
would
read
never
this,
if you can read one
oh,
page of a Harry Potter book.
That was so cold, though.
that
He
was
said if
so
you can read
that
one
was
page of a Harry Potter
that's
book.
I would not take that level of disrespect.
And then look, and then no, it didn't stop there. And really, he said, so I talked to Jimmy Kimmel. It seems like Harry Potter would be a little bit more out of your league. So instead of Harry Potter, we're gonna have you read Cat in the Hat. And then he threw the bucket of ice out again. And then I know, and it didn't stop there. Remember when Floyd Mayweather showed that $100 million check and said, "Read this, God bless." And I never forget. No. And then 50 came back. He said, "I don't know why you showing that check because you know I got money. You know I got money." And you know that check say Golden Boy. That mean you working for Oscar? So it was, and we all know there's no love lost between Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd
Floyd
Mayweather. He said,
Mayweather,
"Does that mean you working for Oscar?" But he's a partner in Golden Boy, by the way. So yeah, but
And
yeah,
his
it was
and his and he's a tweener for me. And like his disc game is like so like one of my favorite lines in like any diss track like was the back down track off of Get Rich or Die Trying, where he was really going at Jaw. And it's that one line where he goes, "I'm back in the game, shouted to rule and conquer. You sing for hoes and sound like the Cookie Monster." I'm like, bro, bro,
mm,
Jaw, just stop. I was like, just stop. And then the Hail Mary 2003 diss track where it was
Busta
him, and
Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. That you want to talk about us? You want to talk
mm.
about an obituary in a song? That was it. Like my God, that I felt that's one of them times I felt really bad for a man what they were doing to Ja. And then on top of that, a few years ago, where Ja was gonna have that concert and 50 bought all
Oh
the
yeah, the
tickets so
Milwaukee
nobody would
Bucks.
go to the show. Oh, just just like there are trolls and then there's 50 Cent. Like they like the meat meal line. There's levels to this. 50 is the personification of there's levels to this when it comes to troll. Like, oh my God. But I mean, it's like but the crazy thing about it, he's a really good entrepreneur, whether it's the vitamin water or whether it's the video games or like the clothing line and like, the TV show now with, you know, like the like power and all that, just like he control because he's a good bit it's because he's a good businessman, and it's one of those like he can back up whatever he says or when he comes at somebody because it's like, hey, I got the track record behind me. I do this. I get at people because at the end of the day, he feels like honestly you can't match him in certain aspects of life. So he goes at people like that. But yeah, but he's a tweener because sometimes you see some of his stuff and you're like, I don't know if I want to laugh or if I want to be mad about it. So it's just like you stay out of it at the end of the day. But just some of the things he's done to other people when he's beef with them was just like you just say damn. That's all you can say at the end of the day is just damn.
All right, y'all. One last one. Russell Westbrook. I will say Babyface. Um, I understand how some people may feel about Russell Westbrook being too difficult, sometimes very reckless as a basketball player, but I say Babyface because effort, hard work. He plays with rage. He plays with so much passion and energy. I mean, the first since Oscar to average a triple double. I mean, just look at the press. Just look at the statement he made when he won the league MVP, and he's still playing well, coming off a triple double against the Golden State Warriors, and they won. Um, Most athletic point guard I ever saw in my life outside of a healthy Derrick Rose. I mean, he's superhuman at 6'3", 6'4", buck 90, 200-ish pounds, plays with so much motor and doesn't care. He is going to go at you at all times. So I say babyface with Russell Westbrook. And also off the court, no off the court issues. Great family man, great dude. Only negative thing you could say with Russell Westbrook, same thing with Cam Newton, is his outfits. Outside of that, there's nothing really much to say anything bad about Russell Westbrook. So I'll lean towards babyface.
Yeah, I lean
That
towards
man does
baby.
have some interesting fits.
Yeah, them Mary Poppins outfits. I don't know what that is. Some of them Captain Crunch suits he be wearing. I don't know what that about. But
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
but I say babyface because he personifies everything you want in an athlete. I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna play hard every single night. I'm gonna play hard every single night. There's not gonna be a wasted movement on this floor. I'm going to make every single last effort. I can't name you. People talk about load management. I can't tell you the last time that Russell Westbrook has been on load management. I can't tell you that in his career that he's been on load management. And the thing is, when you think about OKC, there was many arguments. People always say KD was the best player on that team. There was a lot of arguments of rather he was and whether Russell Westbrook was. And it seems like the minute after um, KD left, he proved that, hey, I'm still the man here. And he was able to average a triple double and win the MVP the very next year. So, and then average a triple double 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. So he played hard. All he person. We the things that we love about Jordan, we love about we should embrace about Westbrook. He plays hard. He's gonna go, and people are gonna maybe talk about, well, he's so sensitive about Westbrook. Guess what, man? Hey, that's merely a flash in the pan. But let's not forget about how he rallied around the Oklahoma City community once that tornado happened. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget it because he
He
was out
also
there
did
with
a
the
documentary. Remember, Champ, he was involved in the documentary about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Remember how black businesses that transpired in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then ultimately what happened?
yeah, Black Wall Street. It was the
Yep.
original Black Wall Street. So yeah. So everything that we love about Jordan, Russell Westbrook personifies that. I wish he would have gone to the next level in this game as far as being a better 3-point shooter. But let's just be real. Everybody, that type of basketball was once in a lifetime. It was once in a lifetime. We will never see, I don't think we'll ever see a period of time where the where basketball is played from the outside in and not the inside out. That was a brief moment in time in the NBA, and you see where it is now. It's back to that time again. It's back to another time again where the game is being played more inside out rather than outside in. So I know people are going to give him credit. Well, he wasn't a great 3-point shooter. Okay, it's difficult to be a great 3-point shooter when you're being compared to the two best shooters of all time. That being Megan Thee Stallion's boyfriend and Steph Curry. So
What is wrong with you?
yeah,
Stop
it's
it.
kind of hard.
Are you that obsessed with making a stallion?
Hey man, look, man, I told you, man. Look, Clay, I'm jealous, man. I'm real jealous. I should
No,
have kept
why
boxing.
aren't you too busy in MAGA the stallion and
Look,
Nikita
look,
Lyons for all
look,
I
look,
care?
look. Wait a minute, man. Look, man. If it comes to the chocolate or the when it comes to the chocolate or the honey, I'm going to the chocolate every time. I'm just gonna be real. But let's just be real. But yeah, I should have listened to my guy Brett Roberts when he told me to keep boxing. Maybe I would have had a chance right about now. But yeah. But when you're thinking about comparing him to those two, and you can't compare. Everybody's not going to be a great 3-point shooter. I mean, they're just not. Some guys are just meant to be explosive. Now, and he evolved his game as best he could. He tried to evolve. He tried to get himself together. He wasn't the Ben Simmons of everything. He tried to get himself together. He tried to, and when he couldn't, he stuck to his strengths. He stuck to his strengths. And sometimes that's the thing that you can do. Stick to your strength.
One
Everybody's
thing
not going to
about
be.
him, he has no conscience. He's not afraid of the moment. The
Mm,
only thing
he's
you
not.
could say about Westbrook champ is year 4 when they went to the finals. Magic Johnson said that was the worst point guard performance he ever saw by a point guard. But look, Russell Westbrook on the court, too many turnovers, too many mistakes, but exciting to watch. I
Yeah,
mean,
high
he was
risk,
kind
high
of like,
reward.
I was going to say, champ, he was kind of like, in some ways, like Allen Iverson in terms of heart,
Yeah.
competitor. Now, obviously, Westbrook is a bigger athlete than Iverson, more explosive, more athletic than Iverson. But I'm talking about in terms of mentality, killer instinct. That was the thing that separated with Russell Westbrook. And look, he ain't gonna be your friend. He's as ruthless as it comes. Although it is kind of interesting to see Champ in this outfit.
What the fuck? What the hell is that? Did he get that out the dumpster? He
No,
picked
this
that
is
up from
years ago
Walmart.
when he was in OKC.
Ooh, shit, that ugly hell. Damn.
You
You
want to wear
must have
that
got the fight.
outfit?
No, I'm straight on that. Hell no. You even see all my blubber and flab sticking out that shit? No, hell no. Hell no.
I'm sure the ladies
Mm-mm.
would love it. They need a
No.
big woman.
Not that.
They need a big man
That
come winter
damn shirt
time.
look like you just pulled that shit, pulled some ants on that damn shirt, and they just bit on it, and you just put it in the washing machine. That's what it looks like. Hey, you remember you used to go into the old ass apartments, and in a bad part of town, right? And they had a white T-shirt, and it looked like you knew the gnats and the moths had been biting that thing.
Oh yeah.
And then some dumb guy just threw it in the damn wash machine and washed it and then wore it. You know what that looked like? That is ugly as hell. Don't you ever put that on. That ain't. Hey, look, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Well, some of you star athletes out here, and for some of you guys who regular guys too, who go to work just like each and every one of us. Just because the shit is expensive, that doesn't mean it looks good.
Facts.
Just like with the ladies, just because you're half naked, that don't mean you're sexy. Let's just keep it all the way a buck. So just because it's expensive, man, this cost $5,000. Yeah, but it's still ugly as hell. It's ugly as sin. So yeah, that is ugly. Not like them stunner shades he had on. That was good, but you can't have look like you've been fighting. You've been fighting with Bruce Lee. No, don't do
BRF.
Not like you were fighting with Bruce Lee. I'm done. But oh gosh.
that.
Uh, Russell Westbrook for me is a babyface too, because like you never really heard his teammates talking bad about him as far as like you didn't really get that much as far as him being a malcontent, being a bad teammate. It's like he went to war. Like that was just his persona. That's just what he did. That was his personality. That was his mentality. So like he played the game hard. He gave it to you every minute for going out there 48 minutes every night. And he's still doing it. Like yeah, like I mean, come on, yeah. That I'm trying. What was it? Yeah, he had like yeah that triple double last night was kind of vintage, going up against Golden State like that. Just
Yeah.
that's Russell Westbrook in a nutshell. That's last night is pretty much like if if we could show you one game to show you how Russell Westbrook was at his peak, last night was it in terms of just dictating the tempo, attacking the rim, still giving you decent defense, being able to rebound. He might be the greatest rebounding guard we've ever seen. He really just might be the greatest because I think he kind of said that in an interview
He said
like
that
himself.
last
Like,
night. He
yeah,
said
he
that
said it
last
last
night.
night. He said, "I think I'm the greatest rebounding guard ever." Who's to argue that? Who's really to argue that? You can't argue that. Like y'all said, man, 3 years in a row, this man was like triple double guard. Like, I mean, it's kind of you can't really argue that statement. And but just like he's like being he's always involved with the community. Like y'all brought up the Black Wall Street documentary. Like he's just got it like that. Like he got his head on right, and like that MVP speech where he won it, where he shouted out his brother.
Hmm.
Just like you could just feel how genuine he was and how much he really loved his brother and how much he was grateful for him being there for him and just like you could just tell Russell Westbrook has his head has everything in the right place. Like he's got his head on tight. He's got his head on right. And it showed that not only in life but on the court and just Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook. The only thing with Russell Westbrook is one of those teammates to where it's like if you went up against him, you couldn't stand him. But boy, you go to war. You go to war with him if he was on your team, and he's just one of those. And for me, that's like the perfect kind of that's like the quintessential teammate. It's like like the Draymond Greens of the world and stuff like that. The ones you can't stand when you see him on the opposite end, but when you on the same team with him, it's like you got it made because he's gonna have your back. And Russell Westbrook is made like that. But yeah, for me, Russell Westbrook is a babyface. The only thing I hate with Russ is that he hasn't won a championship yet. I think that's really like the one big piece on his resume that's missing is the fact that he doesn't have a ring yet. I would love to see him get one. I mean, maybe at the trade deadline, depending on how good the Sacramento Kings are doing, maybe a contender will come in and be like, "Hey, we want to give you a shot." You know what I'm saying? I have a team in mind in case they're in contention mid-season that could probably give Russell Westbrook a call. Atlanta. Especially with Trey Young having injury issues, Russell Westbrook will be perfect for that squad or any contender for that matter. I would love to see a contender give him a shot at the trade deadline if the Sacramento Kings are just like out of it come playoff come mid season All Star break. They're gonna have they got a lot of pieces that they could make available at the trade deadline if they're like out of it. Like you got Sabonis, you got Levine, you got DeRozan, you got Schroeder. There's going to be a lot of available pieces, and I would love to see Russell Westbrook get a shot with somebody if the Sacramento Kings are out of it. He deserves one real run at a championship.
Again, I don't know if Champ can rock this outfit.
What that is? A blue jean dashiki? What the hell that is? What the hell is that? Is that a blue? That's a blue jean dashiki. What the hell? You better, the hell? Is you finna go play
A blue,
basketball or meet with Nelson? Is he finna go
a
play
blue.
basketball or meet with Nelson Mandela?
Oh no, I mean
Boy,
we can get something for Champ at his size. We can get him that same exact outfit.
boy,
I stick with the black t-shirts and the black slacks. I ain't
there you go.
mm-mm.
There you go.
Cool.
Keep it simple. There you go.
What if they paid you
They can't pay me enough to put that ugly shit on.
20 million, 20 million,
Huh?
20 million?
No, I'm not. No, I ain't putting that on. That is a blue jean dashiki. I don't know what the hell that is. That's something.
I'll wear it.
I don't know what they.
I'll wear it.
Huh?
I'll wear it.
You got to look for that type of thing, man. No funny business, but you got to look for that kind of thing. I'm 300 pounds. That shit is not gonna look right on me. Now, if you would have caught me like 10 years ago, maybe, but no, I'm not gonna put that damn that Nelson Mandela special on. Hell no.
Well, I just had a fix.
Mm. Look like them damn moths just been eating on him. Is that he steal that from Janet Jackson?
That's because she showed her titties out in the Super Bowl. That doesn't mean it's Janet Jackson.
They was nice, by the way. I'm just gonna be real. They was nice.
Oh yeah, you couldn't. Yeah, some of them outfits Russell Westbrook wore like at his peak, boy. You couldn't. Yeah, I'm with you. You couldn't pay me enough to wear some of them things. Like, good God, boy, it's like
Yeah,
it's on
that's like
it's like he woke up some mornings and like he just didn't care. I'm like, yep, I'm wearing this today, and he go out and you see him walking like they do the cuts in the back, in the arena, they showing off the fits, and you
Well,
see
I mean,
Russell
there's
Westbrook,
Dennis
and
Rodman.
it's just like,
This Dennis Rodman outfits y'all could wear. Y'all would probably say hell no to
hell
that.
no, nope,
hell no.
nope, nope,
Oh God.
nope, nope.
That was
And I don't care who I don't care who Dennis Rodman dated in his peak. Hell, no, I ain't wearing some of that stuff he wore. Nope.
in the great words of Chris Rock, take off that silly ass hat.
Exactly.